Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. I'm your host, Felicia Fracassi, and today we're talking about things that are needed to be an effective leader, to help develop these skills and just kind of remind ourselves of these are the things that we should be using on a daily basis.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Felicia Fracassi.
The first thing that I want to really just point out is something called critical thinking. You would think something like this would be easy to say, but critical thinking is very important as you're a leader because it's those who, what, when, where, and why, and the how questions that we need to be asking in the business. Like, for example, who said it? Is it someone that you know, or is it someone that you don't know? Is this person an authority? And does it even matter who said it? Secondly, the what, what did they say? Was it facts or was it just an opinion? And did they leave something out of the story? Because in business, people always like to leave things out of the story. I feel like half of my life in running a business is playing detective, trying to figure out what's right, what's incorrect as information is surrounded to me. Because as you begin to build up, you're going to have several different points of view coming to you. I will sometimes have a customer story that they leave stuff out of the story. Then I'll have the employee story. And then I have my own version of what I think happened. And it's like you have to have this ability to discern what's right and what's wrong. When it goes down to the where did they say it? Was it in public or was it in private? Did other people have the chance to talk about their side? When did they say it? Before and after, during, why, and how? How did this all happen? Were they happy? Were they sad? Or didn't they even care? Things like this are important as a leader that you begin to develop. Those are the questions that you should be asking when you're analyzing a situation. Critical thinking is one of those things that I do on a daily basis. And I feel like this is really what makes me be a really good leader. I don't know if it's just street smarts from living in New York or if it's just something that I've learned in business because I've learned that you can't always believe what people say, unfortunately. And I like to think on my own. I like to kind of develop my own opinion after analyzing everyone's story or just kind of listening to what's going on. Or sometimes I don't even do any of this. I just get right to the solution depending on how bad the problem is. If the problem is fixable, I'll get right to the solution. I don't even care about the backstory. But in some situations when you're working with a team, it's good, and especially if you're a project manager, because that's all being a business owner is really just being a project manager at some point. You'll be managing the project. And even though I want to go to the next things on the list, I really just want to go back to this whole critical thinking. It's important that you learn how to think critically. Ask those questions. Even on the phone, ask those questions. For example, if you're going to try to project the revenue in your company, look at it from all angles. Look at the people that are around you. Do you need to bring an additional person in that will help alleviate the stress on your shoulders? Look at everything. Analyze everything. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Because there has to be a level of strategy to your actions, especially as you're building up. The next thing that I want to talk about that I do on a daily basis is called negotiation. Something that I think is important to have, but some people don't have the ability to negotiate. In business, it's a take or give thing. You've got someone that wants something in exchange for some money. Sometimes you don't always get the price that you want, and you're going to have to negotiate. And sometimes you will get the price that you want, and you have to negotiate. Negotiation involves a skill. It's not something that you may know how to do right off the bat. Again, me living in New York, we had to negotiate in Chinatown. If we wanted something, we'd act like we were walking away, and then they say, okay, $5 off, and we would take the deal. It's really cool. The person that was selling the product in Chinatown, they wanted us to buy, but they were firm on their price. And us as the customer, we were like, all right, well, we want to save some of this money so we can go down to Central Park and do something fun with the rest of our money. Or should I say up to Central Park, because we're already downtown. Chinatown is downtown. So the person that's selling also doesn't want to lose that sale. So sometimes you have to know when to bend and just adjust your price. And as you get more into business, you may say, I don't want to adjust my price. But in the very beginning, you're new to the business, so you might have to take a few L's, which is what I call discounts. You might have to do a few discounts, and I'm not saying you should be doing discounts where you're severely losing money. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is in the art of negotiation, there's going to be a little take and there's going to be a little give. But in the end, both you all are achieving the goal, which is you walk away with the sale. At least you walk away with some money versus no money. And then the person walks away happier about the price and they'll probably come back. And there's things that you can do in negotiating that can help get the price that you want. And sometimes you can just really focus on negotiating that, hey, look, this is the best product. You got to have a good speech about why you're charging what you're charging. And someone may say, you're right. Or you got a good point. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Give your special lady a gift certificate to the Below Dry Lounge to get her hair done, and then over to Percassi Lashes for her lashes and her brows done for only $60. That's right, hair done, brows done, and lashes done. Call 225-HAIR or 225-LASH or stop in the Grease Ridge Mall.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast.
When we would be down in Chinatown, we'd be buying knockoff, all kinds of things that we shouldn't be buying when we were kids. And the lady would say, listen, I know you want this purse, but this is the best replica in town. She would open the bag, show us the stitching, how nice it was. We were all excited, in our early ages. We would go on our class trips and stuff, and we'd say, all right, she is kind of right. It looks kind of real. We can kind of fake it till we make it. Now I laugh because I buy real things now, but I look back on the days when you didn't have it. We did something called fake it till you make it. And in the art of negotiation, like I said, you want to make sure that you're still walking away winning. It's better sometimes that you make some money versus no money. And especially you can run sales when money is low because you'd rather have some money than none. Another skill that I think is really important is team building. I constantly like to build my team, and team building is simple. It could be an exercise where you all work together without real customers and just kind of practice the flow of how business should be ran. If it's with your family or unpaid staff or interns, still do the team building skills. It can even be a fun activity, a game. It could be where you're really working in teams and you're building together. Another skill that I think is really important is conflict resolution. In business, there's going to be conflict. And as a leader, you're constantly going to deal with conflict. And that's why some people are scared to go into business, especially if your personality type isn't used to handling conflict. I laugh a little bit because I'm used to dealing with conflict on a daily basis. It could be something small. It could be something large. It's usually someone's not happy about something or someone wants something, or even on the phone. Hey, I want to get in the store at 10 o'clock. Well, ever since COVID, the store doesn't open until 11. People get all bent out of shape because they want to be there. It's just, and I say, I'm so, have to be real smooth with it. You have to say, I'm so sorry. You can be the first one in as soon as I open the door. You got to have a good talk and explain. You have to be really good at communicating and providing a resolution. And once you get into this zone of being well-rounded, and once you've been handed enough problems, you feel like you can solve anything. And one thing about me that I can say this confidently, and not to brag or anything, but I feel like I can really handle any type of problem that's been given to me because I've had a whole lot of problems over the years, and I can pretty much find a solution. Sometimes I just go into a location and I know the day's going to be crazy because it's like it'll be like a Friday or a Thursday. And I have to really elevate my mind to be able to handle conflict. It could be something like someone doesn't show up, or it could be someone doesn't open the store, or it could be something even crazier where there's a lack of money. And I say, you know what? We're going to hit our goal today. We're going to hit our goal and we're going to make sure that we make the money that we're supposed to make today. And the last thing that I'll end off with on this episode is really just strategic thinking. You have to think with strategy. You don't want to just sit up there with one plan and try to go into operation. When you have strategy and you're strategic, you can kind of plan your moves out. And sometimes this may come to you during the off hours when you're just kind of letting your mind wander and do whatever it does, or maybe just watching something. I feel like your mind is such an awesome tool if you allow it to be awesome and great by just letting it wander, because it helps it resolve a lot of issues. For example, I'll kind of talk a little bit about this. So I had an employee over the weekend who just kind of didn't want to work anymore. The motivation was gone. I could see it in their work. I could just tell they weren't really passionate. And as a leader, the first thing I try to do is try to figure out what's going on, because sometimes people won't come to you and tell you, even though you might be close with them. Sometimes people just have this thing where they don't even want to communicate because they've already checked out 2 weeks ago. Even in relationships, sometimes people just check out without even telling you. When you start to see these signs, you need to be strategically thinking about a resolution or a conflict resolution. So sometimes when I see that and someone is just done in my company, or they don't feel like they can go on anymore, or they're having personal problems, and I start to notice a pattern, they're not there, they're coming in a little bit late, you write them up, they don't even care. When that happens, you need to be a strategic thinker, and you need to already start planning for the next person to bring on your team. And I know that sounds really weird, but as a leader, you cannot let one person stop the operation. And they used to say back in the day, don't let one monkey stop the show. I know, I hate even using that phrase because it might come off a little weird, but it's just a saying. We're going to just keep it in an innocent way. We're not going to let one monkey stop your show, stop your business, stop your income. You're not going to let anyone stop that. And I hope that I've been able to provide some insight on why all these things are needed to run a business and to be an effective leader. Tune in tomorrow for more on leadership skills. Don't forget to rate, like, and share. Give us a shout out. If you're listening, tag me in and I will shout you out right back. And I just thank everyone for all the love that we're getting on these episodes. Thanks for tuning in to Beauty Boss Millionaire.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Felicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.